Um, about racism. Sorry, this is a little bit black background. Um, well, and it's night, and I'm X generation, so I don't really care how I look in these videos. Um, I I have been really close contact with racism and um, experienced it myself. And now you wonder, if you look closely, I'm white. Well, like I said, I'm Generation X. And my story is that when my biological mom was 15 years old, um, she was raped by foreign guy, probably Greek. Um, they never catch him, so we don't really know. Um, and I'm Finnish. I live in Finland. Have been Finnish all my life. And the thing is that my biological mom, um, she's um, well, she grew up in a really religious family, so um, abortion was an option, and because of that, they sent her to faraway city to give a birth, and she decided to give me for our adoption, and really awesome um, couple um, adopted me. So I was about uh, 4 months old, 3 months old, something. And the thing is that we lived in a small town, uh, only few thousand inhabitants. So everybody got to know about this story. And when I went to um, elementary school, I started to hear things like fake nigger, and well, I don't know if you can translate nigger, maybe niga or something. It's a Finnish term, and it's not that offensive, uh, like the N word I used in the beginning, but still. Anyway, um, I got beat a lot. I mean, sometimes in a daily basis at school, and what diminished it, um, prevented the bullying a little bit. I was a big guy, and I knew how to wrestle because at the time here in Finland, um, fights seldom included hitting or kicking. There were some, but not that much. So, but it basically mean that there was four, five, six older guys dragging me to the toilet and putting my head in the toilet and then flashing down and stuff like that. So, and it kept going even at the high school. At the time, um, I was bigger even, and I trained a lot. Learned even martial arts, and but the thing is that well, it got worse in elementary school. In higher grades, I stopped fighting because I thought it was stupid, and I decided to concentrate my studies and like not care about it, what people say or do or anything like that. Um, it it continued like eight 8 years something in my life. And after that, I went to read economics in totally different town. And first time I realized there, and um, some women thought I was handsome at the time. Um, and that was weird because most of the time, which was important to develop self-esteem, um, I heard all the things, bad things, uh, which can be said to you. I would never date you. You are ugly. Or worse. I don't even want to tell everything what I heard. And then I realized that maybe it's not a thing. Maybe it's not my fault. And I was hold on, after high school here in Finland. I was like, I army, high school, well, high school, army. I was about 20, 21 at the time when I first realized that, yeah, it's not me. And I studied economics a few years, international economics, and that was a point when I went to States. One At one point of my studies, and over there I realized that, oh my god, well, it was 96, 96, if I recall. And I realized that there wasn't that kind of racism anymore, because the racism um, I experienced, in my point of view, it was loud. But there, first time I realized that there can be silent racism. And that was like tremendous change. And for me personally, and I also saw, I mean, amazing country, but I saw things that made me think totally otherwise. I saw homeless people, which I never seen in my country, and lots of weird things, and how this can be. And then I had a experience that my I called my dad from USA and said to my dad that, Dad, I think I don't want to study economics anymore. I got a good work offer from National Bank, um, World Bank, not National Bank, World Bank, and I I thought that, yeah, no, I'm not gonna stay here. I'm gonna go back to Finland and do something else. And my dad said that, mm, well, why don't you um, join the police forces? That's a good profession. And yeah, I thought that that might be. And I have been police officer almost 20 years. No, actually more. Oh my god, I'm old. Like I said, Generation X. Anyway, summing this up in so many ways, um, not only white people can be racist, everybody can. But the thing is that, and funnily enough, I came to, at one point of my career, I actually came as a police officer in the same area I was grown with. Wasn't my intention, but you know. And well, anyway, I came to learn that yeah, anyone can be racist. That's not something white people like me. I'm still white. Can claim. I have seen racism in any forms you can possibly imagine. I have seen incredible racism, even blacks to other blacks. And horrible things which are like, at one point here in Finland we had immigration from Africa and different nations, and they treated each other like shit in some point. Some people. So I would say racism is for assholes. It really is. It's not tied to certain group or skin color. No, it's just for assholes. Because it's even hard to explain, but well, it should be simple. But like I said, it's night, and my English is not that good. I have to think about it. Certain words. But anyway, racism is something that belongs to assholes. Like my adoption dad, who is my real dad. He's old school, and by old school I mean really old school. Most of you, maybe even your grandparents, is well older than my dad. And I remember my dad. I have a good friend who's originally from States, actually from New York, and he moved here about 20 years ago. And he's ex-military guy, and he is also black. And we actually met in when I was patrolling in the streets, and he and his friends got in a fight with the, well, actual neo Nazis, and that's how we met over, well, 20 years ago. And anyway, I told my dad that, we have a fishing lodge in northern Finland, and I told my dad that I'm gonna come there, and I'm gonna take Eric with me. And then I realized that my dad hasn't met Eric yet, so I told my dad that he's black, and my dad was like, "So, does he like to fish?" Yeah. Then he's a good guy. Yeah. People should actually think more simple. It's not about your political views or anything like that. It's just assholes and the rest of the world. That's it. And sometimes uh, racism is not racism. Today, I have seen many young people getting angry really easily. That's racism. That's racism. No, it's not. No, it not everything is racism. I have still knife wounds in my arms, showing what is real racism. I don't mean that it's a silent racism. It's also racism. No need to get stabbed, but the thing is that sometimes people are ignorant or they are afraid. They are afraid of something which is different. And when they are afraid, they might ask you stupid ass questions. They might say stupid ass things. But that doesn't mean that they are malicious or evil. That's not racism. That's ignorance. That's a fear. Quite many times, I was asked in USA. I was asked so many stupid ad questions that I almost thought that, oh my god. And if and some of the questions were even racism based on actual definition of racism. But they weren't malicious people. They were ignorant. They didn't know. So sometimes when you do think that you are facing racism, take a valid couple seconds or more, hopefully more, and think if this is a real racism. If it is, fight against it. Racism is not good. It never is. It does nothing good to humanity. Nothing. There is no excuse of it. But remember, not everything is racism. Seriously. There are jokes. There are uneducated people. That's ignorance. And people who see first time black person, Asian person, whatever, they might be ignorant. And if they don't mean any harm, they might say some racial slurs. But if there's no evil behind it, it's not really racism. Because silent racism is the worst kind of racism. And it comes from an evil mind. We need to stop it. That's all.